Okay, welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through the order flow using Bookmap, live forward-looking analysis. We'll also look for some trade opportunities. It is all in simulation demo paper trading. So we're here to do that so that we can show not only where you might get involved in the chart, using Bookmap, but also how you would manage your trades based off of the order flow. Okay, we can read the participants in the auction process here, and then we can react to that. So understanding the trader's behavior and then having ways to profit from that. And that's what Bookmap can show very well in the order flow. And any questions that you have regarding the software or usage, etc., any markets you want to look at, any order flow phenomena that you want to discuss, that's what we're here for. All right, general disclosure. All Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please verify your subscription over here on our Discord channel. We're still in the process of doing this. Pretty soon you'll have to do this. You'll have to have at least, it's all free and it will still be free in the future. There's no cost to it whatsoever. You'll just need to have the Bookmap free version at least. So we know that you're interested, and then you can partake in our Discord channel, and we know that you're going to be more interested, and that'll keep a lot of the riffraff out, and that is our goal. All right, we're going to end the YouTube a little early as well, so we can focus on traders over in Discord. So we're going to go through the basics here, and then we'll get into more details over in Discord. So if you're interested in doing that, you can take a screenshot here and come over to our Discord when we will end probably in about, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. And then we'll be over on Discord exclusively. Okay, so anyway, some things to consider there. If you're interested in following along. All right, well, let's take a look at Bookmap and see what's going on. We're in a rollover period as well. In fact, let's start there. This will be important. It will be rolling from the September contract, which is the U contract here for futures. Okay, the ESU4, NQU4, whatever it is you're going to be looking up. Or even we have gold here. It may be rolling too, but it's on the December contract. Gold's a little different. It doesn't have quarterly expirations. It has monthly. However, it's odd that a lot of traders they'll trade the Z contract instead of the current month. Anyway, this is a really simple thing to do. We're just going to look up CME. We're going to look up volume. And we're going to look up ES. Okay, that's it. And then we're going to look at the contract specs here. Now that's from the Google search. The contract specs here for volume and open interest for the S&P E-mini. Let's click on that, and we're here. And you can see here they've already rolled it over, and they have said that you should look at now the Z contract. All right. Now if we scroll down a little bit though under the tab here for volume and open interest, this is what we want to determine. Let's look at the total volume happening here. Well, here's the open interest, and then also here's the volume. You can see here total volume. There's still a lot more transacting on the September contract. Okay, now we're gonna open up the Z contract, and I'll show you the difference here. You look at the open interest change though. It's almost a perfect flip-flop of a lot of traders exiting this contract and adding into the December contract. Okay, so this flow is changing already. However, look at the volumes, the open interest also and the total volumes in here. is still a September contract. Okay, what we're interested in is trading the most liquid contract. Let's take a look here then at Rhythmic, and we're going to add in CME, and we're going to look at the ES, but we'll add the new contract, which is Z. Okay, so we'll add that. And let's take a look at this contract here and see what it looks like, and we'll compare it. It's not bad in terms of order flow. It's a little scant. It's not quite ready maybe for prime time, but it looks pretty good. Note the 5,700 up here. Okay, note the price difference between this and the other September contract. Okay, we're at 56.34 here. Okay, so this is the next rollover contract here. It's at a different price level. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions on that. It's pretty straightforward. I know you guys over here in Discord know this stuff very, very well. But just in case, if you have any questions here. In fact, let me jump over to the questions. Good morning, everybody. Alan, Aloise, Hector, Shark, Dan, Steven, and Rob, and Stan, and Rainy Days. Okay, good morning. All right, guys. Well, anyway, I'm going to shy away from the Z contract for now, and we'll take a look at. There seems to be better liquidity in here in the heat map, better understanding of the auction process here on the ES. We'll see. You know, it's a really funny thing. I think we'll see it tomorrow when it rolls. What I'm talking about is you'll see the open interest is and the volume is already rolling. However, you're going to see it when it becomes the dominant contract. It is really interesting to see, like the algos really kind of light up and it changes, and you can, I don't know, sometimes you can see it really clearly on the chart as well, and it's kind of fascinating to see once that volume rolls over. I look at the volume. Other traders look at the open interest. And now the open interest is going to roll most likely before the volume does. But anyway, we'll see. All right. But that's the process I go through to understand the contract specs. You can also go up to help and go to symbols here. And that will open up your Bookmap. You have your month codes up here. And then you have each symbol in here for the different data provider, etc. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get down into the order flow here. Some back and forth in here, and we have a pretty nice move to the upside though, and we can see that there's a bit more buying coming in after just after 9:45 here. The initial move was to the downside here, and then we see this kind of kind of a trap move. I mean, we see a stop run here to the downside, we see a stop run here to the upside now as well. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it wants to the market looks like it wants to trade higher here. Okay, but we're not going to go on just what it looks like. We're going to go on a lot more than understanding just volume up at the high end up here. So yeah, just not looking for anything specific right now. I would actually, let me take that back. I'm looking for this to break out up into here. So 56.40 or so. Maybe it can even get up to this kind of 45 up here. But right now, this structure in here, I don't like it in the order flow, and this is why. Is that we're talking about making equal highs here. This is not an equal high. It's still trending here, kind of slightly down. Now, this is very typical in a flag pattern. A strong move, it tapers off, and then we get another strong move. And we'll be looking for that. Okay, so this might be it right here. Let's see if the buyers can do it. Okay, so now I don't have enough in here to justify a position. I would really need to see the order book light up here on the bid, that there's a strong bid. I want to see them pull on the offer, and I want to see the green dots in here. The aggressors charge up after these higher levels of liquidity. And I would like to see it at a higher high too. So you know, we're not getting any of that right now. So I'm gonna stay away from it and until we see something better. Okay, but the overall move right now, just reading this, you know, kind of order flow in here, be looking for these buyers to try to take it at least back up to about this swing here around 39, and the liquidity is a little bit higher at 40. Right, but yeah, that's what we see at the moment. All right. Okay, any questions? Show the chart with a VWAP. Sure. All right, yeah, good idea, Alan. In fact, I've got anchored VWAP on here. And let me see if there's any questions over on YouTube as well. Just a moment. And let me see if there's any questions. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this anchored VWAP in here, and I'm going to delete this line in here. I'm going to keep this one here. Let me show you this line. This is how you set up your anchored VWAP for the daily chart. Okay, just use your anchored VWAP. Come in here, save it. We'll create this line in here, and then put the anchored VWAP start in here. Well, it'll start at the beginning of your session. You can have it reset as well at a very specific time every day. And let's see, I do have it reset here. If I open this up here, so at 9:30 every day, you can see that it repeats. So you can just click on the drop down. If you want to remove it, you can remove it here. But then you can see the time in here. So this is back on August 5th. I had it reset at 9:30, but I have it happen every day. So every time I come into Bookmap, you'll see it reset at 9:30 at my time here, and that's my computer clock. And then I don't have any bands on it right now. We can show the bands as well, just for kicks, and see how that's going. All right, and here's 9:30, right? And you can see this kind of back and forth in here. That's because of the reset, right? So that's that. Just wanted to show the bands in here for you guys, but I know what Alan wants. He wants to reset. We'll keep the anchored VWAP on here. If you don't want to look at it, you don't have to. You can just deselect it here, but keep your anchored VWAP selected. Right now, what that allows you to do is then go over to an anchored VWAP area in here, and then right-click on the chart, create an anchored VWAP from this point here. Okay, and give it a minute here, and there it is. It's this red line in here. So actually, I don't like that color, so I'm going to come back in here and change it to a blue line and close it. Okay, so a good one, Alan. It's kind of bouncing off of the anchored VWAP. Actually, it traded through it. So this is it traded through by quite a bit, actually. This is why I you know, looking at your anchor VWAPs, I don't know if it, you know, I would draw it from here, but maybe it's the total swing, and maybe this is a better one here. Let's take a look. Yeah, and that's the case, then this makes a little more sense here, right? So let's go with that one for now, and we will hide this other one. Okay. So nice move off of it. Now this is where it's really kind of dicey. You know, trusting your VWAP lines, at least for me. You know, I'm looking at a pullback, and I'm looking at the order flow to support the idea of an anchored VWAP. Okay, so for example, this is where we have a swing, and this is where it broke out from, and you can see how it kind of shied away here. We got a pullback, and then it broke out, right? We get a pullback here below that swing, a little bit further down to about here. Okay, now that pullback aligns. It traded through even this anchored VWAP here, but it aligns a little bit better. Okay, so if that's what you're looking for, then this is a good tool to start to use, kind of like a a moving average or something, but it's anchored off of the volume. Okay, so and it starts to create the line from that. So the concept, I know you guys have heard it here in Discord many times, but the concept, and it is important to understand the concept. The concept is that we are looking at where the majority of the traders came in, and then a larger player, this might be his position. Maybe he's positioning himself in here as well. If he is, and he's a very large player, well, how is he going to add to his position? He's going to use VWAP, anchored VWAP. Okay, it's one way at least to add to your position and have it justified. So this is where he can add back in a little bit more size. Okay, so and continue to do that over a period of time. You can use your anchored VWAP on the daily chart, on a monthly chart, whatever it is. The concept is the same, of understanding larger player behavior. Okay, a lot of times, a lot of traders will, take the data point like FOMC or non-farm or something like that, and then draw their anchored VWAP off of the important swings there, knowing that a lot of larger players are going to be adding to their position based off of that data until they don't, until they see something else. So anyway, I hope that answered your question, Alan. What is it anchored to? It's anchored to the swing. Volume weighted average price is equal to the price the bigger players are watching. It is simpler as simple. I agree, Luis. That's one of the things I really like about it. And another thing, I have to mention this. This is why I don't like fibs. This is why I don't like moving averages. Who's looking at what? How can, if you cluster your fibs, maybe that makes sense. But now you got to look at different time frames. You got to look at different swings, etc. But one of the things for sure you can guarantee is, I think, is more of a guarantee, put it that way, is look at this area right in here. Okay, this here, this little jag, this little area here, this is where a lot of traders traded previously. This is where it broke out from. This is where it pulled back and retested, and we're still accepting higher. Okay, that makes really good sense to me, because this is where the traders are. Okay, this is where the traders came in. You can see it, right? So this is why I like the anchored VWAP, because we're going off of the swing here as a pullback after a strong move. Okay, so again, I just, I'm not looking for buying or selling off of it exclusively. I'm looking for this as a confluence, and I much prefer to trust these little areas in here in the order flow to give us much better insight. Okay. Yeah, Steven, so you went down the fib. Yeah, I did too. It was so attractive too, that fib wormhole. The reason it's so attractive is just it's the universe is in alignment with this way of trading. It was really fun to kind of put those fibs together. Hey, whatever whatever floats your boat. For me, there's so many fib lines, it's going to go to one of them. There's so many moving average lines on different time frames and exponentials and simple versus all these different things. And again, like, I don't know who's looking at what, but VWAP and anchored VWAP makes a lot more sense to me. Okay, one line. Now your anchored VWAP's not one line. That's why I want to see reaction off of it. because you might anchor it off of something else, and you know, maybe maybe they're not looking at, maybe they're not using that line. We want to verify it though. And this one was kind of traded through it, but we know that there was buying down here on this pullback. Okay, just try to match it up with some of the order flow. Okay, so for example, let's take a look at the order book on this pullback here. Okay, so here we can see that this is a stop run. Okay, below this area right here, right? Here's your stop run, starts here. We have liquidity in here, is trades into it, and now is traded back up above this area in here. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, now how does that relate to your VWAP? There's your anchor VWAP right there, the green line. Okay, so maybe that's it, right? And now you're looking for coming back up to this area up in here, maybe covering and taking some off, right? So now you can see what happened up here too. Really interesting stuff. Note that this became kind of an under over or pivot area in here, okay? Because here you can see trade back above it, comes back, retests it here, and back up. Okay, so I prefer understanding this in here compared to the VWAP, but it's up to you guys. Anyway, standard deviation bands is where the real action is. I don't know about that either. So if that's what you like to follow, Malik, and you have data on that to prove that that's where the action is, great. Way to go. Let's put the standard deviations on these ones here, on this one at least. Okay, and let's take a look. Right, and it makes sense. It makes good sense that if you're one of those traders and this is a little too high up here, then you know, and we're missing this, guys. You know, this is a little too high up here. Well, then you'd be taking some off potentially, right? I totally agree with you, Alois. At least the 50% retracement has worked for decades, and I do like that one. That's a simple number, though, as well. Just looking for a retracement, and then I like to line up at least like half of the retracement, and to line it up, though, with order flow. Like this one right here is not bad. Right, this kind of retracement here is about 50%. That one I kind of like. It also creates market structure that we see again and again. Okay. Yeah, I'm not, guys. I'm as you know, I'm not a big fan of like all these lines on a chart. If you've got data on them, great, and you've studied it, and you kind of, to be honest, for back testing, a lot of times it makes it so much easier to be able to do that. You need that some of these guides in here for your back testing, and that's fine. So if you got data on them, great. Just start to align it up with the order flow. Like up here, it's too bad standard deviation didn't end right up here because we have high liquidity traded into it. Standard deviation came up higher, but price didn't. Right. So it just followed this. It was even above the second standard deviation up until here, and then it just kind of fell off. Okay, now look at this here. This is where we put our line. This is where we saw market structure, and we're betting on very similar things that we're looking at anchored VWAP in here, but we're betting on understanding the behavior of these traders in here, this structure in here. We're looking for support now, okay, and now we're getting it too. You can see it in the bid here. Okay, this is something that if you, I think it's much stronger thing to lean on by understanding the order flow. Okay, now if it aligns with your way of trading with the anchored VWAP or moving average or your fibs or whatever, then you've got something really powerful there. Yeah, Alan, I would be very, very careful with these lines on a chart. They can be very misguiding. And unless you want to go back and study it and you've got actual physical numbers behind it, okay, I'm not gonna like say that it doesn't work or whatever. Just make sure you do your homework like that, and I think you'll have a lot more, because it is I've just seen it so many times, and heck, we've all done it. Like, oh, MACD crossover, or RSI does this or that, and then this is where you should get in. Are you sure about that? Do you really want to, like, risk your money on that because of some YouTube videos and a few books or something? Go back and study it, and understand. Moreover, it's crucial to understand what it is doing. What is that RSI or MACD doing? It's showing a trend. That overbought or oversold, and also, like, it's trending in a certain direction. But it's a mathematical indicator that it doesn't know about the traders. It doesn't know about the behavior. It doesn't show anything about order flow whatsoever. So if you want to make decisions off of that, and you're comfortable doing that, try to align it, just like Malak is saying here, that it aligns here. Backtest it and see if it aligns with you and the order flow. Okay, because that's when I think you'll just have a better appreciation. You'll have better results. All right, so look at, we got a little bounce off of here, and we've traded through now. Okay, so now sellers taking control. Okay, we're below the swing here, and then now we're looking for these sellers to try to drive price a lot lower. Okay, can they do it? So far, so good. And let's take a look at, we can put an anchored VWAP on some of these other areas. In fact, we're going to reset this one here. Okay, so I'm going to reset anchor here. Okay, and that was our previous one. It's broken. I don't care about this one anymore at this point. I care about this new reset one here. Okay. You'll also note that most of the time it's the first kind of test to the anchored VWAP that works really well. Just again, try to align it with some order flow, like here. This aligns with order flow. This is where it dropped from, and we're looking for kind of a retest back, and then curl over and continue on lower. It's really simple, Alan. It's a very, very simple thing. It's like Alois is saying here. It just you can keep this so simple with anchored VWAP or VWAP, and that's the beauty of it. And you know that a lot of traders react to it as well. Okay, so yeah, we get our continuation, guys, to the downside here. We should get a nice stop run out of that. All right, so now let's zoom out here, so I need to now take a step back and look at the bigger picture here. What's happening? Let's take a look at our candlestick charts here. Okay, so all right. Okay, our daily, as you guys can see, that nice, really, strong move up in really back and forth days in here. And then we can see the today is an inside day. We did not get outside of Friday's action. We're starting to see some sellers come in. Okay, so what about the hourly here and the gap fill? The gap fill is actually, the true gap fill is down here. But the immediate one would be somewhere around in here, where we kind of gapped up and then kept going. Right? So yeah, I'm looking for the sellers to trade it down here. into this zone here. A little bit of profit taking maybe right now. Let's see if we get our sellers though come in and we get some momentum here. Okay, so and it's an inside day here, but we're exploring these lower areas in here, and we'd look for maybe just a bit further, not much, down into this kind of 5605 area. Right, so we got a pullback here as well, and let's keep an eye on this anchored VWAP in here. In fact, and let's see if we were getting a pullback to it right now. Okay, now does it align with some structure? It does. Okay, so here's our structure that we're looking at. This is kind of where we drop from in here, and this comes right back into the anchored VWAP. Okay, so now we're going to look for order flow around this area, around this 5620. Okay, note that on the way down here, we'd only tested it really here. We did not test it here. Okay, so now here we are up, just testing anchored VWAP here. All right, let's take a look more at the order flow here. So high liquidity here filled, okay, at this 18 level, and looking for some sellers to come in. And if we do get that, we can set an order down here as well. Okay, so buyers just trading back up above it here. I'm looking for that to fail and then come back in. Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm going to widen these stops out. Okay. This is way too little here actually for my bracket. All right, now, you know, a lot of you kind of evaluation traders. Actually, let's do this. We're gonna do something a little interesting here in the using the bracketed orders. I got in with 2 contracts, but note that my bracket still says 2 here as well. So I'm going to go down to 1, right? So that'll get me out half, right? And then the other half, I'm going to set an OCO order here and make it 1 contract. And we'll be a buyer down here and just get out some here. And then I'm going to hold down the shift key and then left click above here as well. And there's my stop. Okay. All right, so yep, that's so now we got 1 OCO and the other one here will take us out here for the bracketed order. In terms of order flow and what's happening here, I don't really like it. We're already in our position, but due to the anchored VWAP. In terms of anything really good right now, I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing them bid up. I'm seeing the bid also underneath here. So I don't really like it. I don't feel too comfortable in this position, but we'll see if it pans out or not here. You know, we went off of this. We had a zone in here. Number 1 is we know we're in a downtrend in this time frame. Number 2, we have a pullback into an area in the order flow in here. Okay, we had high liquidity filled here. We go through it, and then we see the sellers come in and they took us into this trade. And we're also looking at our anchored VWAP here. Right? So that's what the criteria here was for the trade idea. And we're getting kind of a conflict here in terms of the order flow on the bid here, and the aggressors in here as well at the moment. It's still kind of figuring its way. It looks like there's still more sellers to me. I just don't like seeing the bid here pretty strong. I'm in the real trading mode down here, as you can see in the hold on here, down here. And this trading information here, this is here. I want to show this to you guys. Like I showed it, I know last week, but I encourage you to try this simulator in here. This is it's a demo account here, and you get $100,000. Actually, they gave me more in here. They gave me $1 million, so I can try to trade big size and see how we get filled in here. And if we have any problems. Anyway, the yeah, so you can see our anchored VWAP didn't quite work here. We're stopped out of this one on our OCO, but we have the higher one up here. Okay, so anyway, our anchored VWAP idea didn't work too well, and I guess I mean we did have a small profit out of this. We could have moved our stop to break even, but I wanted to hold on to this here and see if this anchored VWAP is going to hold and work for us. But we're still in one position here. Yep. All right, so what else is going on in here? With the simulator, yeah, it's great to be able to trade from this chart and also have the trade data from your trading statistics. And in here, let's go back to maybe July. See what this looks like. You can see like once I started trading size in that simulator, everything changed in here. Yeah, it's been, like I said, it's kind of a test environment in here, and there's some wrong trades in here. In fact, like this morning, I did not have a loss, but it was down 64,000. But we're working on some things in here. But trading with some size in here, or 46,000, trading with some size in here, you guys will have an appreciation where I would recommend it. Try $100,000 account and max it out and see how it works for you, because you start trading some size. It will really, you really start to respect. Like if you're a larger player, where would you be trading? Forget your 1 lot, 2 lot, 10 lots and up. Let's put on 100, and then let's see if here we can put on 100 here, and let's see how this works. Okay, got to look for something good, right? Where, if you're a larger player, where would you be getting in? How would you get in? Where would you place your target? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in here right now. Let's see if we get some exhaustion and then some sellers come in. Okay, the bid still showing interest on the bid here. And any questions? No. Okay. How about over Discord? Okay. So Robert Rother also says the first touch is the best. Yeah, that's what I've always seen. And then if it breaks, like it's breaking right now, I don't really trust it. I mean, the concept is really simple. Like if you're a larger player, you're going to be, selling off of this VWAP in here. That's it, right? So if it breaks, this is no good. You draw another one once you have that insight where the larger players might be. Okay, so maybe this just turns into range bound for a while now. We don't know. The VWAP's not telling us much right now. Let's put our average, our regular VWAP in here as well. So we'll get rid of this one, show our daily. And let me take off the bands. The bands are kind of getting in the way. Okay. All right, here come our sellers. Okay, now they haven't even gotten down to the bottom of the range here yet, but that's what we're looking for. See, any questions over in YouTube? No. Okay. Guys, over in YouTube, if you like this, please hit that like button. Follow us. Come over to our Discord. In fact, pretty soon, in about 10 minutes, we're going to be coming over to our Discord, so you guys can probably see this in YouTube there. If you want to keep watching, join the post-session stream over exclusively on our Discord channel. Okay, you can use your phone and capture the QR code there, and that'll link you right to it. Right. All right. Let's see it, sellers. If they're trading off this VWAP, it was bouncing around in here. So looking for sellers, right? We're looking for our sellers to drop it. Okay. Now, if I were a larger player and I'm trading off of anchored VWAP, like, is this really where, after it kind of breaks through this and everything, am I still like, sell side in here? I don't know. I mean, wouldn't you be trading off of it here? And then, making your decision in there, and then you get caught up in this and might get squeezed in here? I don't know. It's starting to work, but it really kind of bashed around in here back and forth. It's working out, but like it makes me kind of distrust the anchored VWAP. I don't know if that larger player is reacting to it anymore. Okay, so that's what we want to understand: the pullback to it and the reaction. This one's really good. Okay, we start to see the drop here, we see the pullback, and then the continuation. Okay, now this one here, is very mediocre at best. Okay, in fact, maybe it doesn't even make sense anymore. Right here it made sense. Now it doesn't. At least for me. Let's put it that way. However you guys use it, just try to align it with order flow. The order flow is going to give you the most insight. I mean, the market is made up of orders. It moves according to orders. It doesn't move according to lines on a chart. Yeah, thank you, Malak. Yeah, exactly. We say the same thing of like stops and icebergs, etc. We're always looking for it to align with order flow. Like stops and icebergs, it's so attractive. They, oh, okay, look, a larger player, iceberg orders, right in here, and stops being hit on the way up, and we have VWAP here, and we have an area in here. This looks really attractive, and it didn't quite work out so far. In fact, it looks like there's going to be more buyers coming in right now, and they're breaking some of this structure in here. And now it broke it, but it's back into it too. So we have to be careful about that. That's why random lines would work so well. Exactly, Alois. Exactly. I mean, like, be very, very careful about what you let into your trading strategies. Very careful. Now, we always kind of said it's like, I don't know if slowdown's in here today. I've always kind of mentioned to slow down, and it was actually another trader that put it this way, and I kind of have yoinked it from him. I even learned the word yoinked from him. He's British, it's to kind of copy the idea. And he said, well, he's studying a very specific pattern, and he's got data on it. And then he's going to add something else into the trade. No, don't do this. It's going to mess up what you already have. Keep it separate. Keep it as a separate strategy. And then I've never heard of yoinked before, but yeah, he informed me all the kids are saying it now. It's a popular term. But and that's funny, Dan. That's funny. Little poetry there, but the idea is if you're studying something very specific and you have numbers and data on it, keep it. Continue on with your studies. If you add something else into it, then make it a different study, completely different, and trade it as a different setup completely. Okay, because what's going to happen is you're going to get conflicting data later on. Like suppose that you're trading I don't know, VWAP, and let's just use this example here. So price is moving down, and now I want to add in stops and icebergs into my setup in here. Okay, so and we had iceberg selling in this area in here. Okay, and then you get caught up in the wrong way. All right, and before that, maybe you just I don't know, had something, you weren't looking at that, you were looking at you didn't have that in the equation. I don't know, Stephen, if that was Scooby-Doo. Anyway, see how like even this kind of simple idea of our VWAP and anchoring it up here, this is and heck, I don't know, I mean, maybe Robert Rother is anchoring it here, and maybe it's nailing it here. I don't know. I'm looking at, I know this is where the selling came in. Maybe you can make an argument for it coming in here as well. But we can put another anchored VWAP, and let's see how that plays out. Yeah, it comes out a little bit better, this purple line in here. right? Whatever. I mean, then it's a zone potentially. But I'm looking for where the sellers came in, where I'm looking for the order flow to move the market. That was Zoinks. You're right. That was Shaggy, not Scooby. All right, guys, let's see if those sellers are still in here. Okay, after this back and forth and bashing around. Okay, I mean, this is another way to look at it too. If you're, you know, unclear on the trend and direction, and you want to use some sort of average, that's fine. That's totally fine. Just look for order flow to support the direction. So right now, the anchored VWAP here is below and price is below the VWAP, first off. Okay, it went above it, and now it's below it. And then we put in the anchor here, and it's below the anchor as well. So we're looking for sellers and trend to the downside, continuation to the downside, because we're in kind of, at least by following our lines here, that the is kind of like a moving average or something, saying that at most of the pricing or price activity is below the average moving average line. Okay? Same with anchored VWAP. All right, so and that to me would be a really good study if you guys want to take a look at are you above or below VWAP, and then look for order flow setups in the direction of the trend. And that's a really simple filter that you can put into your trading. Rob, I know Rob Davis, I know we've I mentioned anchored VWAP a lot to you. Maybe something like that can be really helpful. Just look at the kind of averages in here. Now, be really careful. There's other things to keep it simple. Make that your study potentially, and then you can come up and make your setup in here, setups checklist off of that study of above. Are we above VWAP or below VWAP? If you're below, you're looking for being a seller, and just something really simple to kind of give the direction. Maybe you also throw in a correlated market, and then you're going to be looking at the order flow to support that direction. Right. So like right now, we're sell side here. Now we've been kind of hovering around, and there's a lot of other things going on in here right now. There's time of day. It's 11 o'clock. There's going to be a European close here pretty soon. So in fact, let's see if we can, we've got our 100 lot all lined up here. Let's see if we can get it to move to the downside here. Oops. All right. So I sold there. Let's see if we can get our sellers in here. Okay, and I'm going to go back to 50, and I'm just going to, we'll take some off down of the swing here if we get the move. Okay, and we'll put another 50 down here, just in front of our one lot. So anyway, like the yeah, I was going to say, like, the time of day is something really important in here as well. We've been talking about that a lot, and a POC is another one. Alan, you want to put POC into the picture? Great. I mean, that's a really good one, and that's a very easy thing to do. What's the POC on the higher time frame? Okay, the point of control, the most traded level. Are you above it? Are you below it? Now, are you above it or below it on strong volume? What's the book look like? If you're above it, do you see that people on the bid, or do you see aggressive buyers charging toward that high liquidity on the offer? Okay, some of these things, and now you've got a more reasonable or logical trading strategy. And these are really simple filters. And boy, you can go back on your chart, and within hours you can have like 20 different examples of your trade idea, and then you're one step closer to a higher probability setup. You don't have, it doesn't have to be too complex here. Just start with some of these simple filters, and add some more in a little bit every day. Maybe you look at a correlation. Okay, maybe you're looking at VWAP, anchored VWAP. Maybe you're looking at point of control. Maybe we've got floor trader, pivot traders in here. Great. I mean, like that sets up the structure for the day. I know we've got Valley Fan and Caesar. Looking at the Camarilla floor trader pivots. Great. It's a really simple guide. And now you're looking for order flow events around those areas. Beautiful. Yep. Thank you, Alois. Exactly. So we're not using POC, but we can. And let's again keep it simple, right? And let's put it on the chart here. But if I'm doing that, then I might take off some of these anchored VWAP points at the moment. Then, okay, it's like Alois has been spot on. This is why each trader has to find out what works for him or her. Okay, so this is what's important. So if that works for you, Alan, go for it. Right. All right, let's see. How's our 50 lot doing now? 51 lots. Yeah, okay, it's still going. So we're kind of looking for the swing here. Let's jump back and take a look at our higher time frame, right? We kind of mentioned that we might, we saw maybe a bit of a pullback here, but we're looking for kind of a move a little bit lower here around this kind of 06 area here, somewhere around there, 05, 06. Okay, the momentum is to the downside. Now, we have European close coming up. So how do we want to manage that, right? Do we want to maybe take some off here? We know we're going to get some volatility, most likely. Okay, so we can do that. Just reset here, and then I will sell half of it. Okay, I'm going to clear all my orders, and I'll put in another OCO order here. Actually, let's actually exit that one as well. Ooh, I'm sorry. I went in sell side. I just made an error here. Okay, so let's go back, and then I will exit 2 of those. Okay, and I've got 26 on. Okay. FERS, let's see. How do you do the demo plugin? Yeah, this is really easy. Let me show you that. We've got a video for it too. Okay, so you're all set. And hold on a minute. Let me put my OCO in for the 25 remaining. Or actually, here, let's just exit another one here. Sorry about that. Okay. We got 25 remaining in here. Let's we're still kind of sell side here. Okay, but we exited because of European close. We're starting to see some back and forth in here. We got the direction right, but we were looking for the bigger move down into here, right, on our higher time frame. So let's put our OCO in here, and then let's see what we get. Right. So I will be a buyer down here, and then I'm going to hold down the left click down here with OCO, and then up here I will left click but hold down the shift key, and let's put it above the VWAP, right? There we go. Now we can adjust these along the way here. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Alois. He found the video for you. It's on YouTube. You can just go to YouTube here. Let me show you guys over on YouTube as well. So just go to YouTube here, and then click on videos, and then you'll see it right here. Okay, it's the latest one. Right, and you can get all set up on that. It's free. It's already available. You can get going immediately in it. And I would encourage you guys, like, really, and trade some size in there. You know, trading some size is a really good way to you know, overcome in sim, at least, like overcome like you know, some of the or start to understand maybe the larger players in here, and that will help you overcome, like, you know, maybe looking for a little scalp here or there and getting caught up in a bad position. Instead, just you'll wait for a position. Now see how this is going against us. We have a potential squeeze here. I don't want to be a part of that squeeze, so I'm going to exit at that point. All right, and I'm out. That's that. That was that trade idea. All right, and anyway, our anchored VWAP in here, as you guys can see, you know, it's not really panning out too well. All right, Alan, let's go back into a simple one, and we'll look at point of control. But let's look at our anchored VWAP in here, and we will hide these lines here. We'll keep our regular anchored VWAP from the session, cash session, and then I will configure this column here to show the point of control. Right. Okay, so again, point of control, and we're below point of control and anchored VWAP. Okay, but look at the order flow now, or the transactions. And we see a lot of buying coming in. And now, how's that buying doing? You know, even in here, how is that buying doing? They're not really raising price above some of the swings in here. Okay, so we can look for now going with the trend. In fact, we can even draw a trend line in here. Let's look for a break of this trend on selling. Okay, and then in fact we can let's put in a 50 lot, and I will use a bracketed order here. We'll look to enter here. And just below that, actually, this we might get a little bounce off of this here. Okay, some high liquidity there, and this is where these buyers kind of, you know, came in here. So for a bit below that. Now, Alan, this is you know, you're looking at this in here. This is your mean. It's set up right now for mean reversion. Okay, so look at the buyers come back in, and in fact, you could be, you know, looking for more buyers here, just at this 20 level here, and then come back to VWAP maybe. Okay, or we have a larger. This trend line's no good. Let's just edit it. something like this, right? So there would be your mean reversion trade, Alan. Okay, after all of this in here, now you're looking for, and you see the buyers coming in, so here they go, right? So let's see if those buyers now have enough volume to reach back up to previous point of control and VWAP right here around 24. Okay, now do we have any order flow up there around that area? Yeah, we have a swing here, or market structure, I should say. Okay, the same applies here. Let's suppose we exhaust out, and we see the sellers starting to come in. I can be more aggressive with this sell side here. I can move it up to here. And I'm looking for sellers to break below that area. And now I don't think that's a very good idea now looking at this strong bid here. Okay, so I would be actually back down below it. Okay, so Alan, the mean reversion trade is working out pretty well for you, and it makes sense too. Time of day. All right, guys, over on YouTube, we're gonna jump over to our Discord. So we'll see you over there. If you like this, thanks for coming. Hit the like button. If you want to continue, just jump on, use your phone there, or jump over to our Discord, and we'll see you there. Okay? Yep. Take care. Bye.